Have you ever felt like you're doing almost everything right? You're eating clean, you're staying hydrated, you're exercising, and you're getting your 8 hours of sleep, and you wake up and you feel like you just want to go back to sleep? Hi, my name is Fasika. I'm a holistic health practitioner, and here in this channel, we'll talk about all things spiritual and look at unique and practical ways that we could become our best version. When we talk about becoming our best version, or when we're in this journey of wellness and health and fitness, we tend to look at the big decisions or the big shifts that we make, like our food and our exercise and our sleep, which are very important. But we tend to forget the small decisions that we make every day that add up. So in this video, we're going to talk about clutter in our mental space. There was a study done that compared people who described their home as full of clutter, disorganized, and just didn't know where things were, had a significantly higher level of cortisol, which is our stress hormone, versus people who describe their home as organized, less clutter, and clean. So there's this beautiful Japanese principle called danshari, and it's a 3-step process. So the first one is dan, which is refusal. So this is the step that before we even bring something into our lives, before we buy something, whether it's a gift or you're at a store and you're buying something, it helps us pause and think, is this something that I need? Is this something that I want to bring into my space? And this is so important, especially for creatives, because if our space is filled with random things, we're putting our brain to put in that extra work. So it's like having your laptop open and having different tabs that are open and things are popping up, like ads and emails and texts. And your brain is working extra hard to pick up on those visual noises and to filter things out. And it's hard for us to get in that creative flow and to have like a clear mind. And then the second one is sha, which is disposal. And this is where we look at every item that we have in our place and decide if we want to keep it or if we want to release it or dispose it. Sometimes we tend to hold on things, not knowing how much they are holding us back. So think of it as, let's say you go on a trip and you bring in this one perfume, and that's the perfume you put on the whole time. You come back, and after months or years, you put that perfume on, and your body is instantly transported to that time, to that trip. And you remember how you felt, you remember what you were wearing, what you ate, everything is like triggered in you. And that's because our senses are so in tune with our emotions, and they have the tendency to bring us back to the space and time where we were at. I saw somewhere, I read somewhere that said, your emotions are the language of your heart. And it's so beautiful because the way your heart speaks to you is through emotions. If something makes you feel sad, happy, nervous, nostalgic, you want to listen to that because that's the way of your heart saying yes and no to things. So that's what we mean when we say think objects hold energy, because it triggers a feeling in us. And that's the way our heart is saying yes or no. Understand how they make us feel, then it's easier for us to decide if we want to keep it or not. And this is very important if you're trying to bring newness into your life or you're trying to create something new, whether it's a new business or a promotion that you're trying to manifest or bringing more money, new relationship. You can't hold on to a relationship that's not very healthy and it's not what you want, but you're just holding on to that and you're saying that I want something that's healthy. I want someone that's good for me. No, when you're trying to bring something new, something's got to go. Money is energy. And if you're trying to bring more money and your place is full of clutter, your body's producing high cortisol, which makes your nervous system triggered. That means your body doesn't feel safe because it's constantly on fight or flight mode. And if your body is not feeling safe, money could come in, but it's going to go fast. So that's a whole different topic, but it's very important to see that those things are related. So anything that triggers good emotion, anything that makes you feel proud, whether it's like a certificate or something that like you're proud of, you want to keep that out. You want to be able to like pick up on things like that. But everything like old pictures, things, even old outfits or styles that doesn't resonate with us has to go. And I think some people are doing all the right things, saying that they want something new and they're doing all the steps, but they feel stagnant. But if you feel stagnant or you feel like nothing is moving, you feel stuck for some reason, I think it's such a good place to start by looking at your environment and what you're holding on to. Because if you're holding on to your old version and you're holding on to old memories, you're giving out the sign that you're not ready to receive. And the last and the most profound step is re. Re helps us detach and separate ourselves from wanting to possess things. And this is very important because if we don't do this step, then we're going to be motivated to clean. We're going to be motivated to declutter. But then after months, we're going to end up doing the same thing. So this last step helps us break the cycle of wanting to possess or bring more material things. And it's such a beautiful concept, like altogether, because it helps us focus on things that matter, like relationship, time, experience, and detach our sense of self or our sense of worth with the materials that we have. Okay, so now if we've done all the steps of being very intentional what we bring into our steps and refusing things that we do not bring, and we have looked at everything that we have and got rid of things that we do not need, and we've detached our sense of self with the material things that we possess, and we're being very intentional with our space, then I just want to give like a small tip with things that we could shift or switch, such as bringing more plants. Plants have lives, they circulate life. Switching our plastic or metal utensils to more wooden and things that bring us close to nature. It adds to the vibration of your house. It brings in more grounded energy into your space. So those are like small shifts that we do. And don't be scared to have space or tables that are just empty. So if you're resonating with this and you want to try this, I really, really encourage you to just try it out yourself and maybe try with just like your bedroom. Like let your living room be, if it's full of clutter or whatever, just let that be and have empty space in your bedroom. Clean your bedroom, get rid of those things, especially corners and those spaces that we don't really focus on tend to hold stagnant energy. Clean that and see how you feel when you're in your bedroom and your living room. That way you get to see that this actually makes a difference and it would motivate you to do that all over your home and be very intentional with how you live. So if you resonated with this video and you want to see more topics and more ideas like this, I will see you on the next video.